From milk cows and chickens to goats, homeschooling, baking bread, good books, and way too much coffee. Thanks for joining us as we homestead in the real world. Hello everyone, welcome to my new kitchen. Well, kind of new. It's still in the same house, it's just we gutted the whole thing. I haven't exactly figured out where I want to do my filming at when we do kitchen videos like this, so we'll just kind of have to deal with it. And as you can tell, once again, I still don't have a good working mic, so I hope you can hear me. But today's lesson is going to be the first in a new series that I'm doing called Rebel Homesteading. If you have not watched the video before this one, I encourage you to take I think the video is like 10 minutes. Just go listen and find out exactly what I mean by Rebel Homesteading. As for today's video, we're tackling sourdough, and I want you to throw out all the rules that you think you know about sourdough. We are going to tackle all of them today, from how often you feed your starter to using metal utensils, wood utensils, putting your sourdough starter in the windowsill. Is sourdough really as complicated as everybody makes it? Just all of it. We're gonna tackle it all. We're gonna make a loaf, and you're gonna see the results of this Rebel Homesteader. Okay, first things first. If you don't have a sourdough starter, you need to make one. It's gonna take about a week for it to get going and be ready to use. You can buy sourdough starters from other people, dehydrated, and then you just reconstitute it. But if you want to do this completely from scratch and make your own, I'm just going to give you a little tutorial on how to start your own starter. Okay, it's really easy. Got yourself a clean, this is just a pint jar. It's just a scoop of flour. I'm not measuring. Put it in. Okay, then you're going to just add some water to it. Warm water, not hot, not cold, warm. Start with a little, mix it. What you are looking for, let's see if I can, my old eyes, if I can do this. Okay, you want it the consistency of a thick, lumpy pancake mix, okay? So that's how you know you put enough water in. This is ready to sit on my counter. All I'm gonna do, I'll just show you real quick. Got my other starter going here. Take a coffee filter, put it over the top, put a rubber band on it, set it off to the side. You can put it in your windowsill if you want to. You can put it next to your coffee pot. You can bake bread, yeast bread, with this on your counter. It will be fine. That is the part of Rebel Homesteading that I love. I do not always follow the experts. Now tomorrow, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take half of this, put it into a new clean jar, do the same thing. 1 scoop of flour and enough water to make this consistency, okay? The stuff that's remaining in this jar that you don't use, that would be your sourdough discard. So once your sourdough is established and you hear all these, oh, I'm gonna make sourdough discard pancakes and sourdough discard muffins and whatever, the leftovers is what you would use to do those sourdough discard stuff. Okay, in the first week, you're not going to really do anything with the discard. You can just toss it. It's nothing because it's not quite ready yet. It hasn't grabbed all of the natural yeast from your environment into this. So it's really just flour and water at that point. Okay, so anyway, that's how you do a starter. Set it off to the side. Now, let's fast forward, pretend your starter is ready, or you think it's ready and you don't know how to tell. I'm going to explain to you how to do that as well. Okay, so it's been a week and you're not quite sure if your sourdough starter is ready or not. How do you tell? First things first, has it grown? So when you've left it off to the on the counter, let's say maybe day 3, day 4, you notice it started to double and rise in size. That is your first indicator that your starter is getting ready to be used. Now, the other thing you need to do is get yourself, let's try a different jar. Okay, this one you can see in a little bit better. And my water is fuzzy because it came out of the tap versus the osmosis, whatever. Anyway, okay, so get yourself a little bit of water. Grab your starter. I'd get a spoon, but I don't have one apparently. All you're going to do is you're going to take a little scoop of your starter. And I'll show you. Okay. Do you see how it's floating on top there? The bigger chunks, they're floating. I don't know if you can see it. Whoops. I'm dripping. Anyway, the bigger chunks here are floating. Okay? Your starter's ready. That was it. Real easy like. Now remember, your starter is going to get a stronger flavor as time goes on. The more you feed it, as weeks happen, whatever, it is going to get a stronger flavor. So right away, it might not be quite as tangy as you were hoping for. Give it time. It'll happen. Okay? Okay, so now let's throw out another rule. Have you ever been told you can't use metal or silicone? You can only use wood when you are mixing your starter or when you are mixing the dough. Who cares? You can use whatever you want. It's personal preference. It is not going to hurt your starter, okay? Has anybody ever told you you have to have one of these to do sourdough? You don't. They're nice, but you can use your hands in the same shape to create tension at the end when you're forming your dough, okay? Another thing, banneton baskets. Do you have to have one? No, I don't. I use a big bowl. It works for me. So don't feel that you have to go out and buy all this special equipment to make your sourdough. The things that you really need, your starter, a good salt. We use pink Himalayan salt. I suggest you do not use regular iodized table salt, okay? Get yourself just a little bit, even if you just only use it for your sourdough or whatever. So you need your starter, you need a good salt, you need a cast iron, Dutch oven. Yeah, that's a good thing. You need a Dutch oven, and you need parchment paper, not wax paper, parchment paper. Another thing that is good to have but not necessary would be rice flour. Rice flour is used in the baking process on your parchment paper to help keep the bottom of your bread from burning. Another thing you can do if you have an Instant Pot, they have their little grated, looks like this, okay? You can use this in the bottom of your Dutch oven to help keep your bread up so it doesn't burn. Again, they're not necessary. You can do this without the special stuff, all right?
Okay, let's get started. First, pretend you don't see any of this on the side. You're going to need a large mixing bowl, 1.5 cups warm water, and your sourdough starter. Remember, check to make sure your starter is ready to use. You can use anywhere from 3/4 of a cup to a cup to a cup and a half of starter. It's all preference. Add the starter to your 1.5 cups water. Using a whisk or a fork, mix them together. Pour your mixture into your larger mixing bowl. Now you need 4 cups of flour. This is general all-purpose flour. I haven't sifted it. I'm not exact on my measurements, just 4 cups worth. Now you need your salt. I use a really good pinch, but if you need an exact measurement, this is probably half a tablespoon to a tablespoon. Now you mix it. You're really just incorporating everything. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be a lump, but just make sure you get all the flour mixed in. After it's mixed, place a towel over the top and let it rest for about a half an hour. Now it's time to start your stretch and plops. Pull your dough, plop it over. Pull it, plop it. Stretch it, plop it. Do this all the way around your bowl. Once again, place a towel over the top and let it sit for a half an hour. Then do it all over again. Stretch and plop. Stretch and plop. You're going to do this stretch and plop, rest for a half an hour, stretch and plop, rest for a half an hour, for roughly 4 to 5 times. After your last stretch and plop, get yourself a lid, put it on your container, and put your container in the fridge until the next day. The next day, take your dough out. You're going to do one more stretch and plop. This one isn't going to look quite like your last because the dough is cold, but that's okay. Right now, we're just kind of waking up the yeast and getting it ready to warm up a bit before we bake it. After this, you're going to cover it with a towel and leave it sit on your counter for anywhere from 1 hour to 5 hours. You need to bring the dough back up to room temperature. A half an hour before you are ready to bake, get your cast iron Dutch oven ready. Put it in a 450-degree oven for approximately 30 minutes. While that's heating up, get your parchment paper ready and your banneton basket, or bowl in our case. Use rice flour on the bottom or cornmeal. This just helps to keep the bottom of your loaf from burning. Lightly sprinkle some flour onto your counter. This is to help prevent sticking. Turn your dough out onto the floured surface. This is the point at which we are going to do what is called creating tension in your loaf. You can use a bench scraper or your hands, it does not matter. Shape into a loaf size. What you are doing here is pulling your dough towards you while tucking it under at the same time. If you notice, the top of your loaf will start to stretch a bit. Pull and tuck. Pull and tuck. Continue turning your loaf until you have a nice sized ball. Place your dough on your parchment paper and put it in your banneton basket or your bowl. Now, some people think this part is just for aesthetics, but it's not. It actually serves a purpose. We are cutting venting strips into your loaf. This will let your steam escape from the inside. You can either use a bread lame or a knife. Be as decorative or as plain as you want. All this is used for is so that the top of your loaf doesn't explode. Take out your hot cast iron, put your loaf, including the parchment paper, into the Dutch oven. Then place it back into your oven at 450 degrees for a half an hour. After that, you're going to reduce the temperature to 400 degrees and cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. A good rule of thumb is your internal temperature should be above 170 degrees. That's a good way to know that it's done. Look it, no burning on the bottom. You should let your bread sit for about a half an hour, but for purposes of this video, I cut into it early. Yes, it is hot. And that, my friends, is some rebel sourdough.